I'm back. Sorry it took this long, but the long story short is I was sick. Not 100% at all. I got really sick. And it took at least 2 more weeks just to get back into a decent shape. And it all started after doing an important family trip back to Philippines. And just before like a day before we were supposed to make the trip back, that's where it all started. No time to rest, and by the time I got back here, it was a slow road to recovery, to say the least. That's why I wasn't really able to do much. But now, May 30th, more or less, I'm in decent shape. But I'm glad that I'm not. I'm glad I got through the worst part. So, been overdue. So, but I when I might as well talk about what's gonna happen now. I've been messing around Oblivion. Not something I might show on screen just for my personal pleasure, in my opinion. But Final Fantasy 14, we are approaching the end of the Endwalker expansion finally. But I haven't had the chance to do any grinding yet on the leveling to level 100 yet. But safe to say that at least I'm entertained by the story, even though there were some moments where like, okay, we move on to the story bits that we're waiting for. And also my rivals. The only game right now that I actually care about both casually and competitively. Hope they don't mess it up. Also, I don't care about Phasmophobia anymore. I just got tired of the game, regardless if it's the VR version or or the desktop version of it. So I'm gonna try to focus on doing either newer games or different games, and basically narrow the list down on games I actually care about doing. When it comes to Sea of Thieves, it's a bit of a 50-50. It's still one of the more interesting pirate games out there, but I'm in no hurry to play that. World Cruise is a little better. No PvP, but it's fine. So it's just a bit of a process of elimination. Maybe at some point I would like to do some steering wheel games like America Truck Simulator and maybe a set of course or Forza Horizon, but we will see. Because that's something I've always wanted to try at least once. I've already done VR, I've done desktop, but never steering wheel. I don't even know if there are flying games out there like, joysticks, with flight simulators, but that's not really something I'm that interested in. If anything, driving simulators or racing games with a steering wheel might be something that I might find interesting. Probably. But that's about the size of it, really. Sorry to keep you all waiting. And oh, another thing I wanted to mention. One of the community members that volunteered to edit the League of Legends video, sadly, there hasn't been much progress on that. I think I may have to get another volunteer if anybody is interested to go through it. I'm glad I saved the video file so that it's not lost. So at least I still got them. So if anybody wants to go through it and find interesting moments to put in together into the video, please do so. This is one of those cases where I don't want to do it. I want to have somebody else do it. I can video edit, but not in this one. I don't want to revisit some old. I don't want to revisit the pain, to say the least. Or I might have to get somebody else to edit it, and it's probably not going to be free. But if somebody wants to volunteer for that for me, let me know. And that's about the size of it. I can't wait to see the end of Final Fantasy 14 on Endwalker, and I will try to get the progress continued again, just to reach Dawn Trail. Bit of a mixed reception on that one, but we'll eventually get there. Hopefully by this year. Anyway, thank you all so much for continuing to support this little show of ours for the last 3+ years. I'm glad to be here. And thank you. Oh, Valorant is still continuing. Still don't like that game, but it's still getting done.